My name is Victoria Dennett, and I am a beginning educational leader. I started working in education as a primary school teacher in 2016 at a small Catholic primary school in Western Sydney. For the first 5 years of my career, my focus was on improving my practice as a classroom teacher. I began my Master of Education in 2017 with the intention of specialising in literacy. In my second year of teaching, I was approached by a previous lecturer at the Australian Catholic University to mark assignments for the fourth year unit Transition to the Profession for the Bachelor of Education degree. In 2020, I was then offered a position as a sessional tutor teaching that same unit one evening a week. In 2020, I was also given my first prac student to supervise and mentor in class. Through these experiences, I have developed a passion for guiding, mentoring, and supporting pre-service teachers. It was during this time that I decided to change my Master of Education specialisation to leadership. In 2021, my school gave me the position of supervisor and mentor to our beginning teachers, a role which only strengthened my desire to lead beginning teachers as they begin their teaching careers. This year, I have been given the role of Leader of Learning at my school and Stage 1 Coordinator. It is in this role that I am discovering that not only am I capable of mentoring and leading beginning teachers, but also experienced educators at a whole school level. Over the last 6 years, I have watched and observed the educational leaders at my school make decisions, lead staff professional development, navigate problems, and enact changes. The experiences I have had working with these leaders has played a huge role in developing who I am as a beginning leader. Although these experiences have been both positive and at times negative, I have always learned something. What good leadership looks like, but also what questionable leadership looks like as well. 3 people which have shaped my view of leadership are my previous coordinator/mentor and my 2 previous principals. My previous mentor was a clear example of the relationship/transactional theory of leadership. This theory states the importance of connections formed between leaders and followers, the leader motivating and inspiring others, and the leader supporting each person to fulfill their potential. This person strongly supported building relationships and positively motivating and inspiring those around him. He always inspired me as a teacher to try new things and challenge myself as an educator. I felt confident and safe to do so because of the supportive and motivating relationship we had as colleagues. This experience has resulted in myself aiming to have that style of leadership because I have learned firsthand how positively it can impact a teacher and their practice. My previous 2 principles were actually very dissimilar to one another. The first principle was very much aligned with the transactional management leadership theory and had an autocratic/bureaucratic leadership style. They were often micromanaging staff and did not have very strong relationships with members of staff. The second principle, who replaced the first, lent more towards a participative theory and democratic/participative leadership style. This style focuses on the leader making the final decision, but including team members in the decision-making process. Although this style of leadership has many advantages and worked really well the majority of the time, there came a point at which it was not very effective. When the COVID-19 pandemic started in 2020, this principle continued to lead the school with this leadership style. But due to the situation, it led to staff members becoming impatient and frustrated. An example of this was during a staff meeting Zoom. We were asked what we thought the best mode would be for student learning that term. Due to staff members being unsure and some disagreements, the Zoom meeting went on for 2 hours with no outcome or decision being reached. I believe that in this instance, the principle would have been better to adopt a situational leadership theory approach, which states that different leadership styles may be appropriate depending on the situation. In that situation, I believe the principal should have adopted a more autocratic leadership style where they make the decisions. This style is useful in crisis situations and allows decisions to be made quickly. Based on these experiences, I find myself leaning towards the situational theory of leadership, that a leader's style should be adaptable and flexible based on their context. One of my greatest skills as an educator is my emotional intelligence. A strength of mine is my ability to build and maintain relationships with others, not only students, but colleagues as well. Georgens, Eckermans and Roux 2021 found in their research that emotional intelligence can positively impact on and lead to effective leadership. Allen, Haber-Curran and Comives 2015 assert that leadership is all about relationships, and maintaining effective relationships is about having emotional intelligence. Mayo 2016 states that our values influence both our attitudes and our behaviours. They affect how we behave in a powerful way. My experiences and skills have shaped the values that I hold as an educational leader. My top 3 values as an educational leader are relationships, empowerment, and learning. I strongly believe that as leaders, our role is to empower the people around us, and in order to do that, we need to have a relationship with the people around us, one of trust and respect. As a leader, I am constantly learning how to do my role better in order to support those around me to also learn and grow into the best version of themselves, both personally and professionally. Based on where I am now as a beginning educational leader, I have a clear vision of the leader I wish to become, and I can identify the steps I need to take in order to get there. My goal is to become an instructional leader in the next 2 years. I'm currently being mentored by our school's current instructional leader by having one-on-one reflective discussions with her about my leadership practice. One particular area I know I need to work on is solving conflict between staff members. In order to improve in this area, I will continue to work with my leadership mentor, read literature around this topic, and most importantly, keep a reflective journal. Hallenger 2018 discussed the importance of context when researching and discussing educational leadership. Due to this, he suggests professional learning activities for leaders included strategies such as case studies and problem-based learning. Therefore, I will seek to also include such learning strategies in my professional development as a leader.